Morning, diggers. I'm in my work clothes. I'm about to go out and sow some seeds and get growing for the season. We are March the 9th, I believe, today. So I've got a few seeds growing. I've planted a few bits and pieces. So very early in the season, but we're looking forward to a really abundant season. So what's my topic today? My topic is, why did I start Get Digging It? And I'll tell you exactly why I started Get Digging It. It was because when I went to Kashmir on a permaculture trip as a kind of trauma specialist in my therapy role, albeit I'd grown vegetables for several years before then, I realised that what was happening in Kashmir could more than easily happen anywhere in the world, and not least of all here. And what I knew from my previous number of years' research into what was really going on around the world was that a vast majority of people didn't know just how vulnerable we were. And what I meant by vulnerable was like vulnerable to food supplies, vulnerable to being shafted by the powers that be, simply because we weren't prepared and we weren't aware of what the plan was. And I use that word, the plan, rather loosely, but generally the plan being to get rid of people in the most natural way. Perhaps the bedroom tax, perhaps lack of income support because people should be working, perhaps loss of medicines, or lack of funding, or maybe people will fall over and starve, or lots of ways in which the powers that be, people around and about who are engineering the whole crisis, could have been about getting rid of a few people here and there. This is what I saw when I got back from Kashmir nearly 4 years ago. I'd been onto it for a couple of years before then, but Kashmir really opened my eyes, because while we were there was no internet, it was all shut down. Government forces were confiscating vehicles that were doing good work because they said they weren't taxed, when almost no vehicle in Kashmir is taxed. There was lots of ways in which they were provoking and locking down the local people, and I thought, this is just a matter of time before this reaches the rest of the world. Now, not in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that it would have been a global propaganda machine around a virus. That's fascinating. That's fast, isn't it? That's fast acting. How fast can you get people afraid? How fast can you get people panic buying in the shops? How fast can you get people ready to accept any measure to lock down people's freedoms? Fascinating. I didn't know it was going to happen that fast. They tried climate change, of course, which, I'm in nature. I'm with nature all the time. I'm not anti the idea of climate change, but I am anti the idea of fear porn, which really hands over responsibility not to us, the local people, but to anonymous governments and corporations who haven't served us well yet. So why should they serve us any better in the future? So this is the conundrum I came back with from Kashmir when I was scratching my head thinking, I love my work as a therapist, and I love doing my work as a therapist. I love growing vegetables, but it's just not enough. It's not enough to really reach out into my local community and make a difference, a significant difference. So I didn't know I'd get to where I am right now, and hopefully I'll be in an even better place in a couple of years' time. But the idea almost immediately was, well, I've got to do something. It's coming, it will come, and people will be scared, and people will be fighting over food, and people will be at each other's throats, getting angry with each other about something. Obviously, I didn't know it would be whether you'd washed your hands or not, or whether if you sneezed in public, whether you should be immediately isolated or quarantined. I didn't know how they were going to do it, but I knew it was coming. So I got out. I just got growing. I thought the least I can do is try and inspire people to become more self-sufficient. I don't mean totally. I'm not. The vast majority of people probably never will be. But, as an allotmenteer of many years now, and you can go down there and speak to whoever down there, there is always too much. You cannot cope with the amount of vegetables and fruit that comes off a small plot of land by about 6 by 8 metres. It's just phenomenal how much food you can grow. And if you do it right and you plan it properly, you can be in food all year round. So that's why I did it. I just thought, even if you can only grow in a few tubs on a patio, you can grow your summer salad and your winter salad, actually. You can grow your tomatoes, you can grow your cucumbers, all in pots. You can even grow on a windowsill. You can get the cut and come again lettuce, you can grow herbs. There's all sorts of things you can grow on a windowsill. But of course, with this comes a lot of education. People need to know how to do that. People need to have confidence that if they sow a seed, it will come up, and all they have to do is water it and feed it a little bit. People need to know how to do that. And when you look back over time, the way we've been de-skilled, it's all been laid on a plate for us. We just go down the supermarket and we buy whatever we need without question, any time of the year, any season, and anything from food to shampoo to video equipment. So we really have been spoiled, and deliberately so. It was a by plan, so that we became so dependent. Call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't care anymore. All I know is that this is where we are. We are dependent, totally dependent on propaganda from the media, totally dependent on what grows in what comes in from Tesco's. Totally dependent, and it's not a good place to be. It's really not a good place to be. So I want to inspire everyone this spring, and this is the spring of 2020, to grow something. Grow some cress if you must. Grow some lettuce, grow something, and give yourself some confidence to know how to start. And if you really don't know and you feel out of your depth, and like one or two people say to me, well, I'd come and join you, but I kill every plant in sight. No, you don't. You don't kill anything. You just don't know how to look after it yet. So you could even join my 4-week course in planting and seeding in the spring, which starts this Saturday, the 14th March. And I'll put a link below where you can get your place. But otherwise, it would be amazing if we could see more people growing. The fantastic thing about Dunmow, the town I live in, for the local Dunmowans, is that the council has actually agreed to have permanent planters in place, in town, with vegetables growing in them. Alloy Fab World, the metalworks industry or outfit just down the road from me, last year took on 5 planters all around their sites, and we just kept them supplied with vegetables all season. There's ways you can make this happen, people. You can just get off your butts. Come and help me with the planters every couple of weeks in Dunmow town. Come and see what we get up to. Come and join in. If you join in now, like I'm about to go down the polytunnel now, which is at Rainbow Rural in Barnston, come and join me now, and within a couple of weeks you'll have seedlings to take home for free. It won't even have to cost you anything, except a couple of hours of your time here and there. If you've got kids at school this morning and you're just looking for something to do, and you want to be able to feed your kids as well, get them involved, get them excited about nature, there's so many benefits to just lending us an hour or two of your time. And again, if you're busy at work, come on Saturday. It's only a 4-week course. If you can't give up your gym class for a couple of weeks or leave it early, then, look at your priorities. Sorry, guys, but don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time for us to peel ourselves away from dependency on Tesco's, you know, on so much that's not right? So anyway, I'm going to stop there. That's about 10 minutes, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye for now.